views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
When you add Be You plus Live Your Purpose, what do you get? Joy. That's the motto of Unstuck Joy with Vicki Todd. Vicki believes you were born with gifts that you're meant to use to make the world a brighter place. Have you ever wondered, is this all life has to offer? There must be more. If you answer yes, then Unstuck Joy is the show for you. Each show will feature a memoir artwork painted by Vicki that taps into universal themes of evolution, hope, inner strength, and self-growth. Vicki will also ask listeners to play along. Draw, doodle, collage, write, and or paint your way to soul clarity with Art Vision Journaling. Unstuck Joy will compel you to tune into your soul's whispers to realize your unique dreams. Get ready to get unstuck.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Unstuck Joy, the art of living on purpose. I'm your host, Vicki Todd, and we come to you every first and third Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And this is the place that we give you tips and an Art Vision Journal prompt you can do at home to help you evolve ever closer to your true self and live Unstuck Joy. I'm so excited today for my conversation with Geraldine Baines, who's joining us by phone. Hey, Geraldine.
Hi, Vicki.
Hi. And Geraldine, I love her story. She's done one of those major 180-degree life flips. And so she started in the computer world working for Microsoft, creating some of the fonts, the typefaces that we use every day, like Calibri and Cambria and all these different fonts that we use. She had a major life-threatening medical event and emerged on the other side to become the owner of the beautiful Studio Bijou in downtown Duvall, Washington, that focuses on mindfulness, holistic healing, and has all kinds of classes with movement, art, dance, music, song. And it's just there to help us live a more aware life and get closer to our true self through all these beautiful classes. So welcome, Geraldine.
Oh, thank you, Vicki. Thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, before we get to the first question, I want to let everyone know what I'm doing today with the Art Vision prompt. Okay, so I've been taking Geraldine's chakra dance, chakra awakening class. And after we did the throat chakra, Geraldine brings out some archetype cards. And for the throat chakra, it was the poet and the storyteller. And so today's Art Vision prompt is bring out your inner poet. And so if you go to my website, vickiworldart.com, you'll see Art Visioning in the menu. And underneath that is Art Vision prompts. And you'll see the prompt, bring out your inner poet. And so on that page, I've given you two very simple 5-line poem formats, and it can be about any topic that you wish. One of them that I did is a Cinquain poem, and I did it about one of my artistic muses, Frida Kahlo. So a very simple poem, and I give you the structure of how to do it, and I did some artwork along with it. The other one is a 5-line instant poem, and again, it could be about anything that you wish. Mine is about being an artist, and I did different artwork to go along with that. So today, I'm going to dedicate this Art Vision prompt to the poet and the storyteller and use a little bit more symbolism today through some magazine photos, collaging, and we'll revisit this at the end of the show. Cool. Okay, so Geraldine, tell us about your journey of how you became the owner of this beautiful studio in downtown Duvall in a historic building. How did that work?
Oh, my gosh. It's certainly not something that I planned, not something that I thought was going to happen with my life. I was working at Microsoft, and I was a program manager, writing briefs and organizing vendors that are going to make the actual fonts themselves. We went out to international teams and brought them together, brought them to Microsoft, and then worked with them to make the fonts that you use today.
Right.
And they're the wonderful designers. Calibri was made by Leucistic Root, and Cambria was made by let's see. Oh gosh, it's been a while.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I was there at Microsoft for a long time, and my background was in graphic design and typography, and I used to hand draw typefaces and Monotype before I joined Monotype, Microsoft. And then I was there a long time, and I really enjoyed my job, and we did a lot of really cool things. ClearType Advanced Reading Technologies was one of the groups I was in for a long time. And it was after the Calibri and Candara and Cambria, all the ClearType fonts that we made. It was just about after that. I was on business in Britain. I was going to meet my vendors, and I actually had some pain in my chest, and I went to a doctor, and he said, "Oh, you just have a virus of the rib cage." And so I continued to work for 3 days with this pain coming and going. And then I was due to fly back home, and I was staying with a friend, a really dear friend who is like a soul sister to me. And I collapsed on her table, and the medics were called. And at first, being a woman, and I was a hiker, and I didn't smoke, I didn't drink particularly,
right?
And I just didn't fit the profile. And also, women don't tend to present the same way as men. It's not like I had a pain running down my arm or anything.
Right.
And so it wasn't until they put an EKG on me that they realized that I was having a heart attack. And so they took me into hospital, said, yes, this is what you have. And then I was whisked off to a ward. And then I was in hospital for 6 days, and I had a stent placed, and they go up the femoral artery, and my artery bifurcated, it split. So that's why I was there a few extra days. So I'm so very lucky to be alive.
Wow.
And that was kind of quite shocking,
Oh, I'm sure.
Not only that, I had not long met my husband to be. I didn't, we had met about a year before, and I thought, oh right, that's going to be the end of that relationship.
Oh no.
but luckily, I mean, he's a trooper. He came after the 6 weeks. He came and picked me up and brought me home, and then he asked me to marry him.
Oh.
About 6 months later. And so, it was really very much a phoenix from the ashes kind of story. And, and I'm totally blessed. I mean, I can't tell you how blessed.
Right.
I'm so lucky, And
how did that transfer into totally just, shifting to this different area?
Well, this is it. It made me reassess my life, and and I had already started to be interested in craniosacral therapy in Bastyr University in Kirkland. I'd gone there. I can't even remember how I went there, but I went there, and I just fell in love with it. And it was the craniosacral therapy course there. It was run by Nancy Sullivan, who was a chiropractic MD, and she believed that anyone could learn this. Basically, you didn't have to be a doctor.
Right.
You're within that profession, but you didn't have to be a doctor. So anyway, I fell in love with it, and so I went to level 1, level 2, level 3. I did it again because I liked it so much, and eventually I became an advanced teacher's assistant. When Nancy moved on, and then Einat, Night Arian and Nancy Witt actually took over the classes. And I also trained with Dr. Faith Christensen. She does advanced craniosacral therapy. I just completely fell in love with it. So I was already in love with that, and I had met Marie Manicheri and William, and got involved with William Rand's Reiki, this Japanese hands-on healing technique, and I was like, this is just somehow speaks to me. And so I went to evening classes. I went to Bellevue Massage School, and I learned all about about anatomy and physiology, and it was a really lovely class, and it was a lovely place to meet other people who were interested in this. And wow, I had a great time. It was like a healing time that time too. Just to learn more about the body, just to become fascinated with it. And because I have got a background in like graphic design and art, I used to love to hand draw. I hand drew skeletons and tendons and where they meet. And, you know, that's the way I learn. It's by drawing them, so then I can have a kind of three-dimensional idea of what they look like in my mind, you know, as well as actually sort of being there with it, touching the body, you know. So, yeah, I found it fascinating, and I still find it fascinating.
Well, that is so cool.
We are incredible as human beings. The way we're put together, it's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I love about your classes, and we'll talk about some of the classes, because I've done the craniosacral with you, and then also the chakra dance, and you offer so much more than that. But I love what you're teaching me even more and more about life is more than what we can see. And so I love that you're talking about, you know, going through from something very tactile like computers and, you know, typography to this learning of the anatomy, but it's also getting into the spirit of things with your Reiki and all that kind of stuff, which is really exciting. So we need to take a quick break. Let us know what is the best way for people to contact you if they have questions about Studio Bijou in Duval?
Yes. Just email me, info@studiobijou.com.
Okay, and it's studiobeju.com.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we will be right back. This is Unstuck Joy. I'm your host, Vicki Todd, and we're talking to Geraldine Baines, and we'll see you on the other side of the break. Thanks.
Are you looking for the perfect setting for your next workshop or retreat? At Spirit Fire Meditative Retreat Center, cultivating consciousness is what we do best. Our guests count on us to create an atmosphere that supports serenity and well-being. We lead from the heart and create space for the mind. Freshly prepared meals designed with local and organic ingredients, 95 acres of beautiful woods and pastures, and a facility built with green in mind. This is what you'll find at Spirit Fire. For more information, visit spiritfireretreatcenter.com.
What is a brilliant culture, and how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you align your culture with your business strategy for exceptional results. Looking for a culture that drives organizational excellence? Listen to Cultural Brilliance Radio, the second and fourth Friday of each month at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit culturalbrilliance.com.
Introducing the Lucid Planet, a digital gathering place featuring cutting-edge, high-vibrational content that will empower and inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. Visit the Lucid Planet today to stimulate your mind, body, and soul as you connect with a global community of like-minded people. The Lucid Planet is edited by renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly Neff, who is here to help you cope with anxiety, connect to your higher purpose, uncover your true passions, and live your dreams. Dr. Kelly's fresh, compassionate perspective emphasizes growth, transformation, healing, and thriving. Even in the face of adversity, say goodbye to bad news and low vibrational media for good and become part of the larger collective of people working together to navigate the global shift of consciousness and transform the world from within. Join the planet, the Lucid Planet. Visit thelucidplanet.com. Welcome home.
Are you tired of being bloated and nauseous? Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know eating unhealthy foods eventually leads to an unhealthy digestive system? Did you know eating the most healthy, nutritious food doesn't necessarily result in a healthy body? The stomach must be healthy in order to properly digest, metabolize, and utilize even the best of nutrition. Without proper digestion from the stomach through the intestinal tract, the nutritious value is not absorbed, and the improperly digested food can be more toxic to your body than helpful. You can be doing all the right things and getting all the wrong results. In fact, other organs may also be interfering with your stomach's ability to digest. With CRA, we are able to determine the specific cause of the digestive issue and use the proper nutrition to correct the imbalance. Contact us today for your appointment at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. Or visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Unstuck Joy. I'm your host, Vicki Todd, and we are talking via phone with my guest, Geraldine Baines, who's the owner of Studio Bijou in Duvall, Washington. And so the music that you're hearing on either side of the breaks, this is Geraldine's music. So she's a woman of many talents. And so this is a CD, Air and Water. And what is the name of this song, Geraldine, that we were just hearing?
This is Air, and it's two on a handpan.
Yes.
Yeah, so there are two people on this one handpan, Shayla Tuell and myself. I'm doing the backbeat.
Oh, it's fabulous music. And I think I told you I was, writing on my book one day, and I hardly ever have any noise or music going on. I thought, well, I'll plug this in and see what it's like. It really was such a good backdrop, to getting some work done. And I think the other track on this CD is Water, and the purpose of that one is to help you fall asleep. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes,
yeah.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I met. Do I have time to tell the story about meeting?
Go ahead.
Oh,
yes.
I met this guy called Shayla Tuell. He's 29. He was 29 at the time, same age as my daughter. He plays the handpan beautifully. He's such a musician, and he just walked into the studio one day, and his mom actually did too, and we kind of hit it off, and then we started playing together. I would play the singing bowls, and he would play the handpans, and we found that the tones went together really, really well. And I do every week or every month, I will do a singing bowl meditation. And so we had some people come in and lie down, and it really was a beautiful mix. And we found that it actually really helped people relax. And one little girl actually fell asleep for almost a whole hour. It was hard to wake her up. And her mom just was laughing and said, gosh, if you could bottle that, that was really funny. It was really great that she had to sleep, but gosh, So we just thought, well, let's just play more together. And then we found out that we could actually play. I've never played on the handpan before. And yet,
really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
It was totally new to me. I had not seen this instrument, before he turned up. I wasn't really aware of it. And then afterwards, I've seen fantastic street performers do this work. And I mean, it's just amazing what they can do. So, but we continued, and we came up with a kind of choreographed plan of like helping people get into that state of where they're just approaching sleep or just in that place.
Right.
And then we met with Stephen Bell of Top of the Hill Studios in Duvall, and we made a CD. And so we've just been selling it in the studio. But I think going forward, we'll probably put it up online for people to download. Yeah.
Oh, that would be great because it really is beautiful music. And so I had never heard of a handpan before. And I think one time when I was in Studio Bijou with you, I saw this thing and I said, what is that? And he said, it's the handpan. And it has such an original sound to it. And so it really did help me focus when I was working on the computer. So that's cool. That's cool. And so, yeah, if you could sell it online, people would scoop that up, I'm sure. Okay. Well, I want to get back to you moving toward corporate world into having this beautiful, very calming, holistic, meditative Studio Bijou. And so what is the philosophy behind the studio?
Well, I think that what really happened was I started to think about, life in a different way. It's
right.
like when you've had something like that happen, it's like, well, you don't look at life in the same way. You look at the plants and the sunlight and the clouds, and it's just like, wow, this is an amazing, amazing world, right?
Right.
And so I knew kind of in my mind what I wanted. I wanted a place that could be a teaching place, and a place that could be a healing place, and a place that could be really relaxing and joyful, uplifting and light. And it took a while. God bless the real estate agent who was with me, because it took us a long time to find the right place. But when I walked in through the door of what now is the studio, it was a bank building. It's one of the historic buildings in Duval.
Wasn't it from 1913?
1913, yeah. One
right.
part of it is 1913. The other part is 1976. So there's two parts to it.
Yeah.
It's got a rich history, and it needed a bit of TLC to change it into this energetic space that we have here.
Right.
But the windows, the light, the feeling of the place, it was like coming home,
Yeah.
And I think if you're asking about philosophy, I guess that it's like, I don't know if it's an old-fashioned term, but it's like leave a place better than you found it kind of thing, or it's like that positive, aspect.
Right.
Make things beautiful.
Right.
I think that's it. Make things beautiful. So art, music, make something beautiful, whatever it might be. It doesn't matter what it is, really.
Right.
And so I think that's really the underlying philosophy. And then the other part was completely a dream.
Yeah.
Walk in, do it up, and if you build it, they will come, like that Kevin Costner film.
Right.
It's like, and if you're on your life's purpose, and that's exactly what happens. It's just like people gravitate towards it.
Right.
And the right people gravitate towards it. And yeah, I mean, the place, I had no furniture when I started other than an idea.
Oh, wow.
And a belief and a wish and a prayer. And as time went by, artists turned up. Colette Dutton and her encaustic art. She was one of the first artists, and she has just been going amazing since I first started. So I've been in business 2 years and 7 months now at this property in this place, and oh my gosh, we now have. So many of these practitioners just walked in the door and said, hey, you know what? I would like to teach here, And so
that's
basically,
awesome.
I'm a landlord. I'm an on-site landlord, and they rent the space, and the space is for rent. So for people who want to teach something that is uplifting and light and that is relaxing and enjoyable.
Right. Well, you offer so much through these different people who have come in and said, hey, I want to rent the space. So you have laughter yoga, hypnotherapy. Tell us about the classes that you offer.
Yes. Okay. So we have restorative yoga with Suzanne Silvermoon, who's off right now, but she's got a substitute. There's a substitute called Jennifer Orchard, who has taught for many years in Two River Yoga Studio in Carnation. She's actually subbing here right now. And then we have Ekaterina Betsvitova. She goes off to China to study with her master, but she teaches Qigong, ZY Qigong, and that's a really strong mind-body discipline for meditation.
Right.
And then Martina Crow-Hewitt, she is a belly dancer instructor. She is the founder of her Tribal Fusion Belly Dance.
Yeah.
And she has got a troupe, and she has done competition belly dancing, and she has a whole, every year she does a wonderful show here at the studio, and we give back to the community. So it's for free. We just ask people to bring food or donations for Hope Link Incarnation. And then, and actually that's coming up December the 3rd.
December 3rd, okay.
Yeah. And then we have Val Stewart, Small Town Fitness. She is an amazing Pilates instructor, mat Pilates instructor. And she also now works for Acres of Diamonds. Acres of Diamonds is a women's shelter. And I've committed, ever since I started here, on my year, every year I'm in business, I've committed to donating to Acres of Diamonds for the women's shelter.
That's wonderful.
Every time I, honor the anniversary, it's like, okay, and then we give back to Acres. So we have Randy Young, who is the laughter yoga leader, and she is amazing. She's amazing. She works with in Fair Winds in Redmond, and does an incredible job there. And then Maureen Isle is a life coach. She's also she's just come off a bikini body competition.
Wow.
I don't know how she's done yet, but yeah. So, but she's incredible. She's had her own major life illness and came through the other end. So.
Oh wow.
And now she's making CDs. She's actually singing. She does a bit like what you do. She does collages and poetry, and then turns it into actual studio music. So,
cool!
Incredible person to have.
Yeah.
Karen Benson is a master gardener. And she and I have combined to do fairy garden classes where she will teach people how to make great containers. And I will show people how to make the fairies that will go in those containers. And then Maren van Nostrand, she is the founder and director of Soundfalls, which is a music facilitator. And she does song circles at the studio. And
has a beautiful voice.
Oh, my gosh, yes. It's really great.
Well, we need to take we need to take a really quick break, and we can continue on the other side, okay? So this is Unstuck Joy. I'm with my guest, Geraldine Baines. I'm your host, Vicki Todd, and we will continue this conversation on the other side of the break.
Is traditional medicine not working for you? Do you still feel as if your health isn't 100%? Here at the Holistic Medical Center, Dr. Nushin Darvish and the qualified staff look through the dimensions of wellness and start a healing plan prioritized to your needs. Our physicians assess the whole you until complete health is achieved. Get the help you need by visiting drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
In this day and age, if you don't reinvent yourself, you may never find balance, peace, and the sustainable life that is your birthright. Angela Watson Robertson, known as the Reinvention Warrior and the host of breakthrough radio show Masters of Reinvention, is here to help you reinvent every area of your life. Tune in and hear from the best in the personal transformation business and discover tips and tools for positive change. Live every month on Transformation Talk Radio.
The Truth is Funny. Shift Happens with Colette Marie Steffen is excited to welcome Karen Benton as a monthly guest host. Tune in on the third Wednesday of each month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to regain confidence and trust in your capacity to create change in your life, your health, your family, and your well-being. Karen Benton is a mother, nurse practitioner, certified body talk practitioner, Franklin Method instructor, and owner of Limitless Living LLC. For more information about Karen, visit KarenBenton.com.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show, talk radio to thrive by. I am so thrilled to be talking to all of you. We have got talk radio for all of us. Are you ready and willing and able to accept all of the abundance you can muster up in your life? Yeah! Check us out at drpatshow.com, transformationtalkradio.com, transformationradio.fm. Oh my goodness. Do you ever feel as if you're working twice as hard but only getting half as far? Are you trying to connect with your path in life and finding it elusive? Mainstream Metaphysics Radio is a weekly call-in show where we harness our connection with the universe and use what is in our power to affect change for optimal success and happiness. This hit show bridges the divide between what is and what we do not know. Eve, named one of the country's top psychics, also known as the MBA Psychic, invites you on this journey for this live call-in show with readings, featured guests, leaders, and visionaries in both business and spiritual callings. So join Eve Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com as she takes metaphysics mainstream. For more information about Eve, visit EliteTarot.com. That's EliteTarot.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Unstuck Joy. I'm your host, Vicki Todd, and I'm talking via phone to my guest, Geraldine Baines, who's the owner of Studio Bijou in Duval, Washington. And that really cool music, I love the sound of those hand pans. That is part of Geraldine's music that she played with another person, two people on the same hand pan. And so this is what the CD looks like, if I'm showing it correctly there. And so there's one on there, I think the one that we're playing is a little bit more upbeat, and there's another one that is a water song that helps you kind of rest, relax into sleep. And so some really cool music. So, okay, Geraldine, I think you had a couple more of your instructors that you wanted to give a shout out to. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, a couple of newcomers. It's Jenny Lynn Payne, who is a hypnotherapist, and she's here to take appointments, and also Peggy Miller, who does reflexology. And so that's basically, working with the feet, thinking of the feet as a microcosm for the whole body. And just lastly about the studio here is that all of the product in the studio, we have some bath and body product, and we have some beautiful jewelry. These are made by the practitioners. So everything here is made by someone in the studio. So that, I think, is a kind of cool aspect.
And it's beautiful stuff. The artwork, you have an artist, featured artist every once in a while.
Yes, every 2 months I change.
Every 2 months. Jewelry. Tell us about your yoga pants, because you've got some awesome jammin' yoga pants.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I'm a painter, and I love gardening, and most of my paintings are either animals or plants from my garden. And one in particular, that I show people is that I have a daylily painting that's behind my reception area, and I take a photograph and then upload the photograph to an app website that actually turns them into yoga pants, and then they send them back to me, and they're really well made. And it's lovely seeing your own artwork on yoga pants, or crop tops or things like that. So through the art of wear.
Yeah, so, they're really colorful, and I really like the designs on them. So very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm taking your chakra dance class. And so it's kind of this series that you go through each of the 7 chakras, and there's all kinds of components to the class. And you and I have made it to the third eye. So we still have, the crown, and then I think the overall integration class. Yeah. So tell us about chakra dance. What is the purpose? What do you do? All that fun stuff.
Chakra dance was designed and made by this lady called Natalie Southgate and her husband Paul Southgate, and they're in Australia. And she's a dancer, and she was also interested in chakras, energy centers, and how music and the energy centers can relate and can work together to actually transform, have some kind of informational transformation. It's a personal journey into finding out what's going on with your own body, with your own mind and body combination. Right. So they put together a whole program, and at first I'm more of an artist, so I was more drawn to the art aspect, and then over time, especially as I've taught it over time now, you delve in deeper, and then I'm not much of a dancer, but I love to move, and when you're moving and with your eyes closed, this is the beauty of it. You're dancing with your eyes closed, so no one is judging you. No one is saying move left or move right, at this particular beat. It's like you just follow the flow, and in doing so, you tap in. You're just given the lightest of visualization just to set you off, and then the music takes over, and you listen, and you're listening into your body, and you have sensation, or you have a revelation sometimes that comes to you. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize, here I'm feeling quite strong, and here I'm feeling not so strong. Why is that? What is that all about? And then this beautiful aspect of the art comes to fore right at the end, after you've done your dance, and you sit down and you relive, or you think, what have you just danced? What have you just experienced? And you just draw out this beautiful little vignette of what happened at that time, moment in time. And it's really a beautiful way of getting in touch with what's going on with your own psyche.
Yes. Yeah. Well, if people go to my website, VickiWorldArt.com, under art visioning prompts, go to the prompt for today, bring out your inner poet. I posted all of the little art journaling things that I've done, after the dances that we've done, from the root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart, throat, and third eye. And so I am... one of my favorite ones was the heart chakra, and so I'm showing it on the video. But you had told me the colors, I've always heard green for the heart chakra, and you said it's green and pink, with green on the bottom and pink on the top, and it's kind of like a flower blooming. Is that right?
Everyone senses this slightly differently, but there are trainings that say that the heart has the energetic heart has these 2 components, the upper and lower heart, if you like, the higher and the lower heart. And rose pink, therefore rose quartz, the crystal rose quartz, relates to the heart chakra. And so these beautiful greens and pinks are what is, typically thought of as part of the heart chakra.
Yeah. Well, what came out in mine, I don't know if I visualized this during the dance, but it's just what came out afterward. And then, we sit down quietly and with crayons and a piece of computer paper and just start drawing. And so mine came out as 2 candles, and mine is the one that's been used, and I used the green and the pink, and wax is coming down, so the candle has been kind of used, but the flame is a rainbow coming out, and that's my goal, with shows like Unstuck Joy, or through my writing, or through my art, or through my workshops, is to say, hey, I've lit my candle. let me help you light yours so you can live more unstuck joy. And so that was the point behind this one. But I think it was during this class that you talked about that life is a symphony, and what music we play either gels or doesn't with other people's music. And so can you kind of describe that symphony?
Oh, yeah, that conversation. Yeah, I think I'm not sure how we started down that path, but to me, I'm fascinated with the body and with the anatomy and with the heart. Okay, so you have the heart, and the heart itself has got its beat, it's got its rhythm, and then if you can imagine that this heartbeat, it's not just the da-dum, 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 da-dum. It's actually, there's valves and the pushing of the liquid, if you like, the blood through the valves. There would be a type of sound that goes with that. And then, of course, you have the lymph, and then you have the craniosacral fluid, and you have all of these beautiful filaments within the body that have little microscopic tubules that all of this beautiful fluid is going through. It's like if you could hear all of the noise that we make, let alone all of the, like the intestines moving, and it's just a cacophony of sound, but at the same time it's a symphony of sound, and everyone is unique in the way I think. Everyone is unique in that way, in the sounds, the internal sounds that they make. And so if you think about sound as vibration, and then you have your own unique identity as a sound wave, right? I know this is a bit out there, but if you have that, then when you meet somebody else and they have something that's in harmony with you, you have an instant connection. It may be on that level. I don't know, but it's a making beautiful music together doesn't necessarily mean that physical thing. It can mean just this energetic interplay of vibrational frequencies.
Right.
And then if you meet someone that isn't, for some reason, you don't gel as well, it's because potentially that they have a different symphony. They have a different musical tone note, right?
Right.
And I think I remember mentioning to you that I'd read or heard somewhere, I probably read somewhere, that there's African tribe that sings a baby into being born.
Yes.
Sings birth. And that song is their birth song. And when these beautiful babies grow up, and if they transgress in some way, and they're part of the community, and they have transgressed in some way, they are reminded of their beautiful birth by their birth song that they are sung.
Because the community comes and sings their unique song.
And sings together and reminds them of where they've come from.
I love that.
Of their
That's
humanity.
So beautiful. Yeah. Well, speaking of song, we need to go on to one more break, and we will hear Geraldine's music as we go to break and come back. So this is Unstuck Joy. I'm your host, Vicki Todd, and we'll see you on the other side.
Powerful insight and practical tools to support you on your spiritual journey. Access your higher self and tune in every second and fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific to A Life Untethered with Andrew Martin, Walking the Path of Freedom. Andrew is a highly attuned, intuitive oracle, energy worker, spiritual teacher, and international radio host. For more about Andrew and his services, visit thelightedones.com.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Discover the healing medicine from the giant monkey tree frog Cambo. Cambo practitioner Ginny Rutherford and professional psychic Todd Rolson have come together for lively discussions of alternative healing medicines from the Amazon. Ginny and Todd bring you Cambo Talk Radio. Tune in each Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear from guests all over the world with real life stories and the medicinal benefits of Cambo. For more information, visit cambokiss.com.
Are you stuck in unhealthy habits, toxic relationships, or low self-esteem? Do you crave a life of inspiration, love, self-acceptance, and fun? Sounds like you're on the verge to your next big thing. Join Laura Richer, host of On the Verge Radio, helping you use your breakdown for a breakthrough, overcome life's greatest challenges, and live the life you want and deserve. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio or visit SeattleHealingHypnosis.com for more information.
Are you looking for the perfect setting for your next workshop or retreat? At Spirit Fire Meditative Retreat Center, cultivating consciousness is what we do best. Our guests count on us to create an atmosphere that supports serenity and well-being. We lead from the heart and create space for the mind. Freshly prepared meals designed with local and organic ingredients, 95 acres of beautiful woods and pastures, and a facility built with green in mind. This is what you'll find at Spirit Fire. For more information, visit spiritfireretreatcenter.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Unstuck Joy. I'm your host, Vicki Todd, and I'm talking via phone with my guest, Geraldine Baines, who's the owner of Studio Bijou in Duvall, Washington. And that awesomely cool music with the hand pans is part of Geraldine's stuff that she does. She played those hand pans to create that CD. We were talking about I'm taking Geraldine's chakra dance class, the chakra awakening class. And so each class, you focus on one chakra and you are guided through this beautiful music. You dance with your eyes closed and just kind of visualize. And then after, it's usually 3 songs, I think, for each of the chakras, then we go to the crayons and computer paper and just start drawing what we visualized or what we felt. And when I first heard about this class, I thought, oh, that sounds fun. And there's some, some coloring, some, drawing and art at the end of it. But I have to tell you, Geraldine, especially when we hit the solar plexus chakra and started going up, the heart and the throat and the third eye is as far as we've gotten, I can tell a shift. And so, we start with the root. And so the root at the base, your sit bones where you sit, and it's the ruby color, and the visualization was being a seed in the ground and pretending like you're that seed and kind of coming up out of your pod and up through the dirt and into the light. And you said that grounding into that root chakra is important before we hit the other ones, because why?
Well, I think everyone's come across a time when you're such a dreamer, you're out in the ether and you're not really living a present moment, a present life. Right. You're up in the air. So really grounding helps you to remind you that you really are part of this earth and that you're living on this earth and you have a present moment in this earth. And when you have that good grounding, that solid base, then when you go and explore the other chakra levels and the different vibrational levels, then it gives you a much better kind of base from which to jettison off.
Right.
Explore.
Right. And I like how you told me that, if I'm having a day where I feel kind of off balance, to just close my eyes and visualize, through the bottoms of my feet, that root going down deep into the earth and being stable. And that really does help you kind of ground and balance if you're having one of those crazy days, just to take a couple of seconds to do that. So I want to say thank you, because like the throat chakra, bringing out my true self voice, and the third eye really working to open up my intuition even more. So it seems simple, but it really does have these lasting, like you said, cumulative effects after the class and beyond, to really just make you more aware. So thank you. It's cool.
Thank Natalie and Paul for actually organizing, like making this modality a possibility. Yeah.
Well, with all the stuff that you do, and after coming, we had talked about earlier that you were in corporate, Microsoft world, major, almost fatal heart attack, and then coming out on the other side to have this beautiful Studio Bijou with all these holistic and mindful classes. How do you keep everything in balance and just keep that centered self, so you go through life without being hectic or, going toward, maybe another medical event? Or how do you keep that balance in your life?
Yeah, that's a good question, because sometimes you forget, sometimes when you're working and you're sitting at a computer or you're doing something like that, and you're mentally so engaged, you forget to drink. You forget, to drink water, enough water during the day. You forget to go for a walk, and you're just so involved with work, and that's something that is easy to slip into. And I like to read books, so I like to sit and read books a lot. Yes, that's true. But I love being outside. I love being in the garden, and I think just gardening is one of definitely my balancing aspects that I like to do. Painting, art is also an expression. I miss it when I haven't done it for a long time. I miss actually that hand-eye coordination and just getting something down on canvas or paper, or making things.
Right.
Very drawn to doing that. And then I like driving. I like going on trips, and I like driving places. So
that's neat.
I'm going to the beach or something like that. So actually just going off for a day and doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, that's a good segue, because one of her many talents, Geraldine paints beautiful canvases, and there's texture to them, a lot of vibrant colors. But you also did this drop cloth that includes 5 cities of the Snoqualmie Valley, and it's big. And so tell us a little bit about the drop cloth.
Well, I'm part of Save a Snoqualmie. And the Greenway Trust is run. This particular meeting is run by Jennifer McEwen, and we meet and we discuss the kind of things that we want to bring to the towns, to the cities. And one day we were talking, and she brought in a drop cloth, and I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it." And she wanted a drop cloth because there was a local first campaign where we wanted to interview people to tell us which was their favorite, business. And so this big drop cloth is 9 foot by 12 foot. And I had an idea of how the river, because there's a river that runs through our 5 cities, and I didn't do it geographically correct, but because we have Mount Si on the left, we have Snoqualmie, beautiful Snoqualmie Falls on the right. I have a nod to the Snoqualmie Brewery with the beer on that right, with the clinking of the beer. And then we have Falls City above, and then we have Duval top and center, because I'm in Duval and I'm painting the Duval kind of scenes that we have going on in Duval.
You have yoga, you have fish, you have a lot of stuff going on. And
while I was painting it outside in my backyard, and people were stopping by and saying, I would love to see a hummingbird in that, or my spirit animal is a horse. Can you paint that? Or, that kind of thing. So
every time I saw it, something new popped in. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're
So
almost
that's
out of
how
time with this show. I'm so sorry. This hour has gone so fast. So I want to show everybody, this is the Art Vision prompt that I created for the poet and the storyteller. And so expressing through symbolism. And you can see this lady just like, in black and white, but her story shines strength. And so doing the classes like at Studio Bijou with the mindfulness and the, all of these wonderful things that you do, the art, dance, movement, song, it really helps people shine their own strength and just be themselves. So one sentence to end with today. What tip would you give people in just a few words?
Oh, goodness. Have a cup of tea.
Have a cup of tea. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, that pretty much rounds it up, right? To be balanced and holistic and take some time just to breathe and have that cup of tea and listen to your beautiful music. Yes, with a friend.
Meet friends.
Well, thank you so much, Geraldine. It's been a joy to have you on the show. Your studio just has beautiful energy. And tell us one more time your email. It's info@studiobijou.com.
Yes, correct.
Yes. So if anybody has any questions about classes, go there. Go to the website, studiobijou.com.
Yes.
Awesome.
And they can
well, thank
always
you.
call or drop in and say hi and have a cup of tea.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
You've been listening to Unstuck Joy, the art of living on purpose with Vicki Todd. This hit show is where your higher purpose is revealed and cultivated. Now you too can share your unique light and special gifts with the world. Vicki's dedication to raising your life's purpose to something extraordinary is unending. So don't miss out on your opportunity. Catch Unstuck Joy monthly with Vicki Todd and Dr. Pat Basile. For more information about Vicki and her work, go to VickiWorldArt.com. That's VICKI worldart.com.